So the thing is, I mean, I feel like they've been going back and forth about whether or not this whole thing was real. I'm talking about the Will Smith, Chris Rock slap thing.
Yeah.
You remember this thing that happened a couple of weeks ago that pretty much destroyed the world. People died. People lost their homes over it. It was like a huge deal. So one of the we talked about on the other episode on the other show about whether or not the wrestling community was all in on this is a work, this is fake,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Anybody who was involved in wrestling was saying this is fake.
This is a work.
Is fake.
It's a work. You
And
call it this is a work.
And we talked about it, and we even went back and forth. It's probably not a work. I've come to the conclusion that this is a work.
All right.
This is 100% a work, because the thing that we couldn't figure out last time was like, if it's a work, what's the angle?
That's what's the payload, right?
How does
What's
we
the gimmick?
realized Chris Rock was going to benefit, but Will Smith was not benefiting.
Will Smith is not benefiting from this. Chris Rock is benefiting from it.
So the thing I realized as I'm watching this, as I was thinking, I don't even know why this popped in my head. I don't know what I was watching.
Looks like Jay's. Andy, did you hear about this one? Because it's a work. But yeah, keep going.
So here's the thing. It's like, I realized something. Oh, no, I think it's because I realized all of a sudden now, ever since this happened, we're getting a lot of bad press about Jada, right?
Yeah.
They're leaking these videos about she was mean to him.
Yes.
And I realized something. I figured out what the angle is.
What is it?
Will wants a divorce.
Oh, so you're thinking this is his way of getting a divorce and keeping him the baby face.
Keeping him the baby face and getting out of it with some sort of leverage.
Oh, yeah. You're right, because that whole entanglement with August thing, that wasn't that long ago, and he didn't fare well in that. A lot of people, he put him in simp mode, right? And that could affect his box office.
What was the saying you said one time? This one time we were standing in a smoky pool hall, and it was like, it's cheaper to keep her.
Oh, yeah. Cheaper to keep her.
So it's like, I realized Will wants a divorce. So if he can't just say, Jada, I want a divorce. No, they've been together for 25 years. They have a whole history. They've got all kinds of entanglements. But she's been legit cheating on him for a while. She's been legit. Apparently, she's not super cool to him, because you can tell with all the leaked videos now. But I feel like if he had an angle, he needed a reason to divorce, to initiate a divorce with Jada and not look like the dick.
Yeah. Yeah, because he basically became like her hero, right? Like he went up there and defended her honor. I am the man who will fight for your honor. Ironically, he is a producer on Karate Kid, but yeah, Karate Kid 2 shout out. He went up there and risked his career to defend her honor.
Now Chris Rock, on the other side, if you notice, he just put out there was a statement or whatever. He's not talking about the incident until he gets paid.
Yeah.
So he's going to get a good rate for that interview.
Oh, he's going to get a great rate for that.
He's going to get a great rate for that first interview. And he pretty much holds Will Smith's career in his hands right now.
Yeah.
Whatever he says is the future of Will Smith.
He's got him by the short curlies.
He does. Kind of sounds like a wrestling scenario, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Who
booked this? Who booked it?
Somebody booked this. Look, this is like some Ari Gold booking, right?
Yeah.
From Entourage.
Lloyd!
Somebody came up with this. Will's told his agent, man, I want to get a divorce, but it's going to fucking wreck me. I shouldn't cuss. It's going to wreck me.
Right.
I need a way to do it. And the agent said, you're going to, you know what? I got an idea. And it just,
Yeah, dude. There had to have been a reason that he threw what I would consider a working slap.
He did throw a working slap. And here's another thing.
And it wasn't a good one, by the way.
Here's another thing. This is another fact I got to throw in real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to finish up on Chris Rock. He was also recently wiped out by a divorce and has not had a hit in a while.
Oh, wow, yeah. You're right. He hasn't. I can't even think. The Spiral from the Saw movies was the last one, and that was.
This is where Chris Rock is. He hasn't had a hit in such a long time. He's trying to make a Saw movie.
Yeah. Wow. Dude, I think you're right. I think you freaking nailed it. Holy Hana, I think this is a work.
It's
JJ agree?
a work.
It's a work,
Dude,
brother.
wrestling is everything. And I want to just give this advice to anybody who's watching who does not spend one day a week with a professional wrestler. You should learn about pro wrestling because it is everything and it is everywhere.
You see the angles.
Everything is an angle.
Everything's a work. Everything marketing. There's the subtle manipulation. This started back in carnival tents. You know, this didn't start with Jim Cornette, and he'll tell you this started back in carnival tents where you basically had to snake charm people inside your tent. And how do you do that? By manipulating their emotions. You have to manipulate the emotions.
Yep.
And now you're not trying to get a couple of rubes to walk into a tent. It's like, there's a couple of marks. You got to convince the entire world. Not even the whole U.S., like the entire entertainment world, because like the Montreal screw job, the best works, there's not that many people who know it's a work.
Nobody needs to know, but the people who need
The
to know.
people are in it, and there's just a couple of small little things, and I think you nailed it. I think you nailed it because the slap was a working slap. He threw a very, for lack of I don't know the right term, the PC term to throw that was a weak slap. But if you watched Natalya last week on SmackDown, or if you ever watched any Stephanie slap, even the wrestlers don't throw work slaps. But he's like, Chris Rock's like, I'm going to feed you my chin. Don't go all in with it. And he's like, okay. And yeah, he threw it. And it's just like, and he even tried to do, like we talked about this, right? He tried to do the slap on the hand and he was grinning. So those were the three tails. He fed him his chin. But like, what would you do if somebody came up instinctively? What would you do if somebody came up and slapped you? Wouldn't you possibly tackle them, or wouldn't you fall, take a bump, try to lean back, anything?
You know, you get that moment of like, when something like that happens as a shoot, you get that moment of uncontrollable rage, even if it's for like a second.
Yeah.
It might be just a second.
That's right.
But for a second, you're out of control, and you see that. You would see that, and then you'd see them squelch it, right?
Yeah.
But at least for a second, you lose it.
Yeah. But
And we didn't get any of that.
Harrison Ford, Patriot Games. What made you do that? Rage. Pure rage. You don't think about it, like you're out of your mind at that moment.
Even you would not to say you'd even hurt or do anything back.
No.
But there's that second where you lose it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the only way to describe it is it's a white, for me, it's like a white flash that I see. JJ said, to quote Hulk Hogan, "Good night, Hulkamaniacs and jabroni marks without a life that don't know it's a work when you work a work and you work yourself into a shark's."
Word, man. Yeah.
Words to live by. I don't know, but is this going to... So again, we're looking at who's going to benefit, and he's going to get a divorce. Did they tell him he's going to have to be kind of like in movie jail for the next 5 to 10 years? Kind of like when Tom Cruise jumped on the couch. How long was he in movie jail?
Not that long.
But he's still kind of like, he's just like, okay, fine. You're just going to be able to do Mission Impossible movies. And then we'll wait till it's kind of blown over, and then we'll give him another Top Gun. What does Will Smith do? Because he's going to be in movie jail for this.
Here's the thing. Somebody already called it on Twitter. This is exactly how this is going to end. And I'm going to roll music over this.
Do it.
No, this music. I'm going to roll music over this because I feel like this is it. After all this thing, this whole thing that's going to happen, there'll be controversy. Maybe Will won't do a movie in a little bit, for a while. But someone called it on Twitter, and it was the perfect tweet. About a year from now, at the Super Bowl, they'll be in a commercial together, being like, these new Cool Ranch Doritos really slap. And that's it.